For Pacifica Radio, I'm Christina Onnested. A federal appeals court has ruled the abortion pill mifepristone can still be used for now, but reduced the length of pregnancy when the drug can be taken, and said it could not be dispensed by mail. The decision late Wednesday temporarily narrows a ruling by a lower court judge in Texas that had completely blocked the Food and Drug Administration's approval of the nation's most commonly used method of abortion. The ruling said the challenge to the FDA's approval to mifepristone in 2000 exceeded the statute of limitations, but allowed the FDA's expansion of the drug's use for abortion after 17 weeks of pregnancy in 2016 to 10 weeks to be challenged. Many women don't know they're pregnant at 7 weeks. The case is likely to go to the U.S. Supreme Court. The White House has proposed a new federal rule to limit how law enforcement and state officials collect medical records if they investigate women who flee their home states to seek abortions elsewhere. Vice President Kamala Harris told reporters it's one of several new actions the Biden administration is taking to push back against a wave of abortion restrictions that have been introduced since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned the constitutional right to an abortion. The proposed rule would prohibit healthcare organizations from sharing personal medical records with authorities for investigations related to reproductive care in states where a woman legally obtains an abortion. The second of two black Tennessee Democrats who was expelled from the legislature by Republicans will return to his post after the Memphis Area County Commission voted unanimously to reinstate him. Eileen Alfandary has more.
Justin Pearson addressed the county commissioners and a crowded chamber after the vote reinstating him.
You can't expel justice. You can't expel our voice. And you sure can't expel our fight. We look forward to continuing to fight, continuing to advocate until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. Let's get back to work.
Pearson is expected to return to the Tennessee Capitol Thursday and be swiftly sworn back into office, joining Justin Jones, who was reinstated on Monday. The appointments are interim. They both will have to run in special elections, which they are expected to easily win. I'm Eileen Alfandary.
The Biden administration is proposing the toughest auto emission rules ever. A pair of new regulations would affect new car sales beginning with model year 2027 and would require most vehicles sold be zero-emission vehicles by the year 2032. Christopher Martinez reports.
The announcement involves two proposed rules, one for light and medium-sized vehicles like cars and pickup trucks, and another for heavy vehicles like garbage trucks, buses, and tractors. The two rules would ratchet up standards for tailpipe emissions for new vehicles, starting with model year 2027. By 2032, up to two-thirds of new passenger vehicles sold in the U.S. would be electric, according to EPA projections. Reagan tallied up the benefits from the new standards, such as improved air quality and reduced fuel costs. EPA Administrator Michael Reagan.
That's close to $2 trillion in net benefits and over 10 billion tons of CO2 emissions avoided. This is historic news.
He says there will also be benefits from an energy security perspective.
This will reduce our dependency on foreign oil imports, about 20 billion barrels of oil. So what we're doing is we're strengthening our energy security. We're reducing our reliance on foreign oil. We're reducing our reliance on fossil fuels and harmful pollution. But we're also encouraging significant opportunities for job growth and manufacturing back here domestically.
I'm Christopher Martinez.
California Senator Dianne Feinstein is asking to be temporarily replaced on the Judiciary Committee while she recovers from a case of shingles. Her announcement late Wednesday came after two House Democrats called on her to resign because of her extended absence from Washington since February. Feinstein said complications have delayed her recovery from shingles, and she provided no date for her return to Washington. At 89, Feinstein is the oldest member of Congress. Her absence has complicated Democratic efforts to confirm President Joe Biden's nominees for federal courts. Silicon Valley's Democrat Progressive Ro Khanna was the first congressional Democrat to publicly call on Feinstein to resign yesterday. She has said she will not rerun for election next year. 3 Democrats have said they will run for her seat. I'm Christina Onnested reporting for Pacifica Radio.